who fight by night and day, courage take from the Green Beret, silver wings upon their chests. These are men, America's best. 100 men we'll test today.
Welcome back to Veterans of the North, and continuing our conversation here with Mike and Mark. When we left it off, I kind of wanted to follow up a little bit and talk about the process coming home and what that looks like and after service and those types of things. So, Mark, for you, what's that look like? I know you continue to serve after that, and then you said you were in Afghanistan a lot, but as you transition out, what's that looking like for you?
Yeah, I left active duty after about 12 years and 4 combat deployments, and was kind of done. Didn't realize how done I was in hindsight, but I started into a new company doing tactical training for law enforcement and military. Didn't understand really the nuances of business, what was happening around us, other than, hey, I just want to go train, and hired in some of my former teammates to help us with that. But that ended, and I ended up being a defense contractor in Iraq.
Okay.
Leading a protective security detail for the Prime Minister. Nobody wanted to kill him, right? Amazing experience working with Brit Special Forces and American Special Forces.
Yeah.
Doing that and just traveling around the Middle East with being on the front bench of watching history in the making between American ambassadors, Iraqi president, prime minister, Kurdish presidents, etc., meeting with our allied partners. Just incredible experience in doing that and safeguarding that key Iraqi leader. That ended, and then I continued to be a defense contractor for almost 8 years on the Army's Aerial Surveillance Task Force. Flying as aircrew.
Okay.
And spent 8 years back and forth in Iraq and Afghanistan. So how do you get off that merry-go-round?
Yeah, I was going to say
I was in the reserves. Yeah, well, I was in the reserves.
Okay.
And so I took a reserve MOB to mobilize and deploy for 6 months to break the being in Afghanistan and Iraq cycle. And then from that, worked as a defense contractor at the Special Operations Headquarters in Tampa, Florida there, helping with our training standardization of our advanced skills. I had urban combat, close air support, and sniper training. But what I'm talking about standardization there is what makes the Navy SEAL snipers unique versus a Ranger sniper or Special Forces sniper. At the bottom of the line, bottom end of the day, the general just wants to know when he employs a special operations sniper, they're going to hit their target at 800 yards in any condition.
Yeah.
So what are those standardized things between the different tribes, even within special operations? So enjoyed that, and then had another opportunity to, one, share my story with through Kepler Speakers Bureau and get out there publicly. That was challenging to do that, but I enjoy it, get in front of audiences like we're going to have here tonight with the gala, and share a little bit of that story and hopefully shed light on the other veteran stories that are out there yet untold. And then I was asked by some former teammates to come into business with them. We had tried different businesses temporarily and just minimal success.
Yeah.
T-shirt brand, tactical training, and then we got really excited about making craft bourbon.
Okay.
And
right.
so it gave us a new mission, purpose, and focus to use our talents and skills and planning and leadership and logistics coordination and start this amazing brand that's been in business now successfully for 10 years.
Wow.
And we just got national with our distribution this last year.
So you found what worked, something you were passionate about?
Yeah. Like I said, it challenged us. We'd seen how bourbon brought people together from around the region. You mentioned, working with Scott and have been in Kenya before and or wherever you're at in the world, even in the former Soviet Republic, the Americans in town, hey, here's a bottle of bourbon. Let's distinctly American product. Let's talk about some real challenges that our allied partners were faced with.
Yeah.
And I saw how bourbon brought people together from different religious backgrounds. I've been in over a dozen Muslim countries and it's been our counterparts that's produced a bottle of bourbon.
It's a good rapport establisher.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Which is a big part of the game.
I know we were warned about it. I was in Iraq on my first tour, and we were warned, they don't drink, and so that's the standard talk. And then we'd have that interpreter who would come in every day, just hungover as could be. And Danny would just be so hungover, and he'd be like, "I thought you guys didn't drink." He's like, "Well, we don't have bars."
Yeah, yeah. They call it something different, know.
Yep.
But yeah, being in Kabul, even downtown there, when I was working over there, I did a humanitarian effort. Very proud of as well. But seeing behind the curtain of that, there was a whole night scene, nightlife of places and restaurants, and it may not be overt like it is in America in your face, but if you ask for it at a restaurant, you could probably get it. But anyway, it's been great to have some of my former teammates together and other veterans that I served with. Some I didn't, some I met through this business venture, and just the team that's now employed by us, and you're getting out of bed for your own reasons now, to grow your own business, to take care of your own family. And I think every veteran, regardless of service, even our special ones, the Marines, they need that task and purpose, right?
Yeah.
Those young, whether you served for a month, year, 10 years, 20 years, it gives you that purpose and mission again in life. And I encourage every veteran to pursue that. Find what they're passionate about. Find a mentor. I've been fortunate. We've had a number of incredible business mentors as well that were willing to take a few minutes and talk to you and kind of guide you on that path. And I encourage veterans to find that. Find what they're passionate about and go for it.
I think you're spot on. It's something now. I've been working for veterans for over a decade, and the real crisis, my first office was in a inpatient treatment center here in St. Cloud. And so people who had checked into 3-month, 6-month programs. And there was one consistent thing I saw. Veterans get in trouble when they lose a sense of purpose. Yeah. They lose that connection to people. They lose that, that thing that helped define them. And when that's gone, if they don't find something else to fill that, if they don't find a group of, former service members to start a business with, or an organization like the DAV or something, then you get in real trouble.
Yeah.
And
at the caution, I've seen this. It's not just veterans, though. I've seen civilians, and not to have that split. I have great civilian friends that are passionate, committed. We found common cause, what I'm saying, over a glass of bourbon.
Yeah.
And they are on the top of their game in their industry or profession, whatever that is. So I also encourage them, don't isolate yourself with just veterans. Yes, I have them. Yes, I rely on them because of that shared cause and experience. But we all serve our communities in many ways. Sometimes maybe you didn't serve in uniform, but there are incredible service people that have a passion for service, men and women in their communities and whatever. And that to me is a more bonding common cause that you can find.
Absolutely. I feel like we got to unveil it. I know you got a bottle back here of the bourbon.
Well, don't tell Anna. Don't tell Anna we brought this in. So so it's brought one of those. I think we're going to share some of them tonight.
Oh,
this
nice.
is our barrel strength Horse Soldier bourbon.
Is that which one?
Shameless
is that
plug.
one?
This is our weeded bourbon. It's 5 to 6 years old. It's corn, and then about a third of the recipe is the red winter wheat in it, and a little barley.
Okay.
This bottle, it particularly is 117.2 in the proof. Yesterday in stores,
steep.
as I was driving out here, well, it gets steeper. It gets steeper. As I was driving out here after flying in yesterday, driving out here to Treasure Island, I stopped in a few stores, and I saw a 124.6.
Okay.
It's Minnesota. We sent the heavier, higher proof stuff up here. I think you can handle it.
It's for the Wisconsin neighbors.
Yeah. It's going to make them maybe come over the river to you, but we'll send the 117 to them.
Well, I got to tell you, I know for sure. I mean, the last time I was down there at the Still House with Scott in Florida, all the sort of unlabeled or the various recipes you had or have made up in the team room.
Yeah.
Just got obliterated.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
It's a good time.
We have a fine dining restaurant saloon in St. Petersburg, Florida, called the Urban Still House, and it showcases our brand in there.
Beautiful,
it's a beautiful
facility.
place. Underestimate us as veterans.
Yeah.
And then walk into that place. The chef, from the chef to our service staff, incredible talented young men and women that work for us there, and they're very proud of who they represent as our veteran lineage, everything with this brand. But that place is a time warp, and we love showcasing that brand. You won't see anything about our military background in the restaurant unless you get invited into the team room.
Okay.
It's upstairs, and we have some artifacts and things up there. And we love having some events and things in there for different groups. But the brand's taken off. We now have a smaller restaurant in Somerset, Kentucky, where we're building our forever home. The Horse Soldier Bourbon Distillery will have its grand opening on July 4th of 2026.
You got to be in Kentucky, right?
We are going to be in Kentucky, yes.
Yeah.
The bourbons are made in Kentucky right now, and we'll get that distillery open on the 250th anniversary of America in short 14-plus months.
Okay.
Somerset, Kentucky, we will be on the Bourbon Trail, so we invite folks to come down and see us. We got a beautiful property that's on the North Bluffs at the east end of Lake Cumberland. It's a 100-mile-long lake, and it is the houseboating capital of the world.
Nice.
They have 100-foot houseboats on there.
So there's a bourbon trail, a trail of distilleries.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like a disaster.
Well, you got to pace yourself. You got to pace yourself.
Nope, not going to do that. No.
Well, or you can just come to ours and visit one. That's what you can do.
But right there, home of DAV's national headquarters, huh? Kentucky.
Yeah, isn't? Yeah. Well, maybe there should be a DAV conference.
Something in Kentucky
down in Somerset sometime when we get up and going.
I agree. Yeah.
While I'm shamelessly plugging that, you should get your own bottle that you pick, your own barrel, and for special causes. That's another way we've given back is the auction of these bottles when they've been autographed or even not has gone tenfold. Just the story behind that brand. We've helped raise millions of dollars for a whole range of
Bob signed
of causes. Yeah, this bottle.
Both of you. Okay,
bottle
cool.
both signed. But we're very proud of it. To me, it's another way we can give back to local charities through national. We're doing a big push right now with Tunnels to Towers.
For the
contributions.
For the listeners and not those watching, it's a beautiful bottle of bourbon. It really, I can tell there was a lot of love and consideration put into the design, and that's a gorgeous bottle. That should be on just about every liquor shelf in America, I think.
Well, someday it will be in your favorite bar or restaurant. We appreciate folks asking for it. But the bottles themselves have won awards. They're uniquely forged by World Trade Center steel. We were gifted a chunk of steel from the New York, New Jersey Port Authority and melted it down, and it's the mold that shapes all these bottles that are the Horse Soldier Bourbon brand. Yeah, we're very proud of the juice in the bottle. They all no bad choices. They're all double gold award winners. We've got a high rye to our weeded bourbons and some other limited offerings. So we are going to do the Army Air Force Exchange and the Navy Exchange has become one of our top chains, and they're doing a commemorative 250th anniversary of the Army bottle that will be coming out this next year. But we're doing that for the Marines and for the Navy as well.
The AFES PX in Mississippi, and I believe if you look just low enough, it was called Military Special.
Yeah.
It was a 175. It ran $11.
Was that the chocolate or the peanut butter one?
Oh, it was, it was not a handcrafted bottle. It was plastic, just in case, you got rowdy. But glad to hear there's going to be some better options out there.
Yeah, it is. We're in that premium price point where, $40 plus on a bottle. But we hope folks will choose our brand and celebrate the special moments in their life, the victories, the challenges, the things that they've overcome, whatever that may be, the promotions, the retirements, the birthdays, the graduations, the divorce parties, whatever that may be, But it's just been a rocket ship meeting folks all over the country and sharing the story.
Yeah.
And
so, not to interrupt you, but so let's go back there a little bit, because you guys have a Hollywood movie, 12 Strong, right? And
yeah.
And so tell us about that. How did that, I know Sundance was involved and, some things, but that's pretty cool. I mean, because you're the, John Wayne, the Duke, Vietnam, the Green Berets. I mean, you're the modern version of the Green Berets movie, right?
The movie,
so
yeah.
that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, had that, number of books been written about our team's historic mission after 9/11, uniquely riding horseback for 21 days and uniting these different ethnic tribes and raising up a militia to fight against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. And just an incredible story. 12 Strong portrays a portion of that. It was based on a book called The Horse Soldiers that first come out about us, as well as another book called The Last Warlord that I personally enjoy as well. That one was everything we didn't know going into the mission. It's the Afghan perspective.
Oh, okay.
Of what it was like from the Afghan perspective to have CIA and Special Forces soldiers come in to help them fight against Taliban and Al-Qaeda extremists that had destroyed their communities and their country.
And what was that one called
It's
again?
called The Last Warlord. By Brian Williams, yeah. The book, The Horse Soldiers, by Doug Stanton, was one of the first to come out. And then my teammates and I, from that movie experience of it coming out, we were not involved in the making of the movie like we led to believe or thought we would be, as kind of what was happening at that time with the various Navy SEAL movies that come out. The real guys were actually the advisors or had a cameo in the movie, and that just didn't work out for us in the instance of 12 Strong. But they did a great job, I feel like, of showing what it's like for a Special Forces team to work by, with, or through partners in that challenging mission. And so you get a little snapshot of that. But that experience really inspired us to write our own book, tell our own story. It's time. By then, the last of us had retired off active duty. And Chief Warrant Officer 4, Bob Pennington, and I co-authored our book called Swords of Lightning with award-winning author Jim DeFelice. Yeah. Jim actually wrote American Sniper, that movie about that Navy SEAL Chris Kyle. So we'd love to make a movie for any of your listeners. We'd love to do like a Netflix miniseries or something and show so many, those experiences. But the guys on my team, not just in Afghanistan, but survived that mission and then went on and led their own teams back into Afghanistan or in special units or back into Iraq. Every guy ended up being a team sergeant and serving on that team and retiring with over 20 to 30 years of service. A couple of them became sergeant majors and served in Syria in the counter-ISIS effort. So someday there's more chapters to be written, so to speak, about that. But to me, that's not just that. It sheds light on Mike's incredible team mission. I know they've got a book out as well. And both of our teams were portrayed in a documentary film called Legion of Brothers.
Legion of Brothers.
That premiered at Sundance. Yeah, okay, in the film festival there. And then, there's so many other stories that are out there yet to be told that I think there could be an incredible Netflix miniseries.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be. It really does.
That book, Swords of Lightning, pairs well with an excellent bourbon called Horse Soldier Bourbon.
Soldier Bourbon.
And it's out on audio for those of you that like to
I was just going to say, you turn on that audio book, Swords of Lightning, and then you pour a little bourbon, and then, you got
or you can read.
Well, you could, but who's got time for that?
I know.
You got the book in one hand, you got the bourbon, audio book. Yeah. Yep, I think that's the way to go. So, well, excellent. I think one last thing I'd like to ask you, and it's something that I've asked a lot of people that have come on this, is as people are transitioning out, as they're looking at, the next stage in their life, you touched a little bit about this, but if you could give them one piece of advice to that Joe who's about to leave, to the one who's been out for a few years and still trying to find their way, what would that piece of advice be that you'd give them if you had, 2 minutes to lay it out for them?
You've earned it. Utilize the services that are out there available. I struggled with that myself. Even with my experiences, I felt like, there's somebody else that deserves it more, whatever that is, that outing, that special trip with your family, or actually getting medical services. And I have finally had some teammates sat me down. It's like, hey, knucklehead, you need to go get checked out. So utilized a VA program called PrEP down in Tampa in kind of an outpatient capacity, and started going in and getting checked out, and still trying to get healed up. I mean, it's life choices, right? I'm going to have some arthritis. You know, you can't go that far, that long without having, various orthopedic issues, knees and back and hip, and I would do it all again.
Yeah.
But it's that you've earned it as a veteran, regardless of whatever service or the time that you had in there of utilize those services that are out there. Because I've also seen with our allies that we've worked with, across the Middle East, these other countries, they don't have those services for their veterans. And I don't think we realize how special that is to have organizations like the Disabled American Veterans that are working on behalf of veterans issues and helping to provide those services. So that is, I commend you on your 100-year anniversary as an organization of doing that.
Thank you.
But these veterans, utilize the services. You have earned it. Do it.
And I know I made it sound like I was about to wrap, but you just said something that I think would actually make a better note to end on. And that's our allies. That's the people that you connected with in Afghanistan, and Mike, that you worked with when you were over there. How does that stay with you? Have you found ways to help, after you leave? I mean, for that time, they have to be a major part of your life, of your success and the things you're able to get done. Is that something that's carried over for you, or how has that looked?
Yes, it has. Are we cracking this bourbon
I
to
think
talk
we
about
should.
that, Trent?
Yeah, might as well.
We're now plowing off into some deep waters there. So I spent a lot of our veterans.
I don't think they get enough attention. The allies. So.
I appreciate that. I do. They often get overlooked. Everybody says we survived our mission unscathed. Well, yeah, my 12 Green Berets and my 2 JTACs, we got through it. There's no logical reason why we survived it without a scratch, because we had allies as close as you and I and Mike are sitting here.
Gone.
Lost their lives, from a gunshot wound or a blast injury or horse stepping on a mine and things, in an area that I just rode through. So definitely believe in higher power and somebody looking over us to be here tonight to talk about this. But have stayed in touch with our partners in the many trips. I've been welcomed back into their homes in Afghanistan as family members. Did a humanitarian effort with them over there as well, bringing English textbooks and clean drinking water to rural schools in communities that supported America right after 9/11 in those rural parts of the country. But through the internet and cell connection, I've been able to stay in touch with interpreters, and I got involved like a number of other veterans here in 2021 that summer, as you could see the pending collapse in Afghanistan and the horrible withdrawal and what was happening there, and got angry, got upset about that, and then got involved with other veterans and worked to help to evacuate some of my interpreters and their families, and that was mentally crushing. Scared my family. I got turned my basement back into an operations center and was running on 2 to 4 hours of sleep again, and maps and charts, but with technology you're able to battle track what was going on, and got involved with these families to help them, and reached out with other veterans to do what we felt was morally right to help our allies. And we got them out. We're still doing that today. We formalized that effort in an organization called Badger 6. We're focused on the 40 of the first families that were America's allies after the 9/11 attacks. And we've been able to have a few successes periodically to get some families out, but helped to hide an interpreter's family for over a year in Kabul under the Taliban nose. And we finally got them to safety in an adjacent country, and are continuing to try to support them. We've had a few families made it through here. 6 of my interpreters and their 45 family members made it out.
That's amazing.
So that was a big victory to do that. But then some of these other families are still in hiding in Afghanistan. Some of them have been killed and captured or tortured, arrested, and all this. And others have made it to safety in adjacent countries. But we're still in touch with them because America needs allies. We got to have partners, and whether that's working with our friends, the Brits, the Canadians, or the Australians or New Zealanders that we've met, or the other countries that we worked with, like Jordan, and even the Iraqi special forces that we helped to train. very proudly, some of those continue to serve in their government or in their security and police forces. One of them that became a general and was very effective. We helped him and his family to escape, and he's in New Jersey. I mean, where else would you put him? But
our guy, one of our fighters there from last November when we were in New York.
I just saw a thing today that it was about one of the Iraqi commandos that I didn't personally, but our unit helped to train. And he's about to graduate the Special Forces qualification course.
Wow.
The American course here, after he'd gone through their training and the operations and everything he did. Now he's here, on his pathway to citizenship and is continuing to serve and actually went through the Special Forces course. So very proud. I look forward to meeting that young man at some point.
When you get that mini-series made, I think an episode on the Allies and the impact and the price and what comes with that would make a good one as well.
Without a doubt. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. Mike, Mark, I appreciate you both being on. That wraps up this episode of the DAV Minnesota podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected by subscribing, following us on social media, and visiting our website at davmn.org. Got questions or stories to share? We'd love to hear from you. Take care.
Men who fight by night and day, courage take from the Green Beret, silver wings upon their chests. These are men, America's best. 100 men we'll test today.